Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Subs Lie Dubs Lie, a comprehensive anime podcast. It's your boy Jay, aka Versace Vegeta, and I'm here with my dog D. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Brother Jay? What's going on, people? We are back at it again to cover greatness as per usual. This season is going pretty damn smooth. Some of our favorite battles being covered. The little intricate details, what stood out. I'm having a ball, man.
Man, same here. Like, not only with just the content, but like being able to dive in ourselves, right, into these series, stuff that's, you know, both of our favorites, and putting each other on. Like, I'm sure a lot of my favorites are things you're already familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, us putting each other onto, like, even the influences that they have on each other. Like, I feel like this season, like, we're getting to know each other better in some ways.
Absolutely, we giving each other homework essentially. Everybody's studying, everybody's tapping back, and there's no way that I look at this list, and even though I know and I'm familiar with every one of them, there's no way I don't tell myself, you know what, I gotta go spin back. I gotta spin back because I probably felt a certain way when I first watched it, or I first read it. And thankfully this week, it's another example of me spinning back and having a different perspective. So I'm gonna be having a blast being able to, you know, speak on what really changed. Cause 10 plus years, my little take on this particular fight, way different, man.
I'm sure. Yeah. Honestly, even myself, right? We all know with Hunter x Hunter, I'm still very like new to it, but this is a fight I've seen before. Just because, come on, right? Like, there's certain fights, like every anime fan, if you're deep into anime and you have respect for shows that even you don't watch, you check out what's going on in other stuff, and you've seen this fight at some point.
You've seen this fight. You've seen, if you played video games like J-Stars and all of that, you already knew what was this about. Even if you didn't even know Gon's name, or you weren't familiar with Hunter x Hunter, you saw his form, and you're like, huh?
Yeah,
you know
you see this character with this statuesque hair,
bro,
and you're just like, what is going on there? So yeah, we will definitely be glad to get into it this week. But before we do, man, how's your time been in the past week, bro? How's your time been since we went into Ashita no Cho?
That was a great episode. Please tune in and re-listen, man. I had so much fun just spinning on that again. Every time I get to talk about that, I feel like a kid. I guess I feel like Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing with that man the more I watch that story. So I had a ball last week. Man, I did the best decision on the world. I took a break from Twitter. Again,
smart move.
The smartest thing
last week.
Yeah, last week, like every time I make the business decision of going off Twitter during this time in January, every 4 years, January, I'm about it there. There's nothing positive that I want to see on there. I always try to send my regards, but in the midst of having a pod, you know what I'm saying, and wanted to promote the pod, I decided to, you know, slither back out like a snake. But that was the best week possible, bro. I didn't have to see anything stupid on the internet. Like, I felt like I was in control of my own timeline, which is so weird. Like, I don't take Twitter serious as a whole, but because we're content creators, because we got to be in the know of certain things, you know what I'm saying? You don't realize how much of Twitter nonsense can bleed into your daily life. You know what I'm saying?
For certain.
Like I had to tell myself flat out, like, bro, I don't care what you say. Oh, Twitter is not that serious. It's really not. But man, some of the foolishness definitely leaks out.
It can get to your mental just seeing this stuff, right? I feel like we as human beings, we were not meant to see this, be interacting with this many opinions.
Absolutely,
on a daily
bro.
basis.
Absolutely, bro. That is too much info from people that you don't like. At least if you're a small account, and I'm relatively a super small account, but even so, I can choose the few people that I want to see their thoughts. But on a grand scale of just scrolling and scrolling, that is too much,
Mhm.
bro. And like the topic of the day or the whatever of the day Twitter
It
wants to
gets
throw at you,
tiring.
it gets tiring, and then you're stuck in it, and it possibly like you have nothing to relate to about that topic, but hence it's still being talked about throughout the day. It's like, damn. Now you got an opinion about it, and I'm like, that's too much. That's so too much. So I am, for the time being, I'm gonna remember that nice little break that I have and the fun that I had. And by the time season 5 ends, you best believe I'll be taking a break. I enjoyed my break. I got to read some of the stuff that I love to read. I got to rewatch Hunter x Hunter. Got to play some games, and I didn't have to see anything stupid. You
I ain't
telling me
gonna
I
hold
could
you.
do that?
I low key envy you. Not even low key, high key, bro. High key envy you. You know, I do my best to just not interact with a lot. That's taken a lot of mental practice. But I definitely do my best to just kind of be like, you know what, ignorant, scroll. I'm gonna keep scrolling, right? But sometimes I definitely feel like this past week it was better to just be like, ignorance. Okay, I'm turning the thing off. I've got grinding to do in Dokkan. I've got work to do with my job. I've got stuff to handle with getting through Hunter x Hunter. There's plenty to distract myself with beyond this hell site.
This site, man, for every good it has, it got like a multiple hellfires to throw at you, man. It's
We got
tough.
the dude that runs it out here.
Yo, he, bro,
1940 salutes.
Yo, he went
gaslighting
crazy,
the
bro.
entire American people into saying, how could I possibly be a 1940s German? Not saying that it wasn't a 1940s Germany salute.
My man chose the double down route. And it's so funny that you could have just simply said no.
Yeah.
No matter how much I would doubt you, because I first I don't believe that man. But for the most part, if you had said no, okay, cool, bro. At least you're a little bit socially aware of what you did.
Yes.
And the connotations that it comes with. And for the most part, I already thought you were leaning that way to begin with before you did the sign. So when you did that, bro, I was like, oh no. I don't even like to use a site like that no more because said person so vehemently, just boldly did that. So again, very weird, man. Very weird time. Very, very weird time. I don't think it gets better. I don't want the site to close down, but if it were, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like in some ways, nothing important was lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like all good things must come to an end. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's different platforms. You know, we won't be going anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like au revoir for now until we find something else. Until we find out.
Look, we can, if it means we just got to be on Twitch for a few hours a day to let y'all know, hey, we're still around or whatever. Fuck it, we do that.
Yeah, we are that.
We'll still be on the Lookout Network. The Lookout Network ain't going nowhere, regardless of whatever apps shut down or what apps get turned into supremacist websites. Whatever happens, we're still gonna be out here on these free internet streets. So.
Yes.
Man, the world is insane. It really is.
Yo, it's nasty right now, bro.
I'll give you that. I've been doing my best to listen. I say socially aware, and when I say distract, it's not like I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna act like the world outside isn't going on.
Impossible.
But sometimes you gotta focus on what you can control. And
absolutely. It makes no sense for me to be a doomer at this point. Like for the most part, you wish otherwise, but the show got to go on.
Exactly.
The show got to go on.
Exactly. So I've been taking time enjoying everything that we're diving into with the show, and honestly, getting into some games. My brother D has helped me out with some games recently. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Really
loving
good game.
Loving it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Listen, I already spent plenty of time on that last year, but now I can play it on my computer, and that's real nice.
It's fun for the game to be played without looking fuzzy.
Yeah.
Shout out, yeah. Last time.
Now on my listen,
yo,
GTX over here, okay? I can't say it looks like the best, but it runs perfectly.
It runs good. All it needs to do is run good, man. That's all I ever, you know what I'm saying? As long as it run good. I mean, that's primarily why I decided to invest in my PC.
I saw the meme the other day that said like gamers be like, why don't these PC games work on my 9-year-old GTX 1060?
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, look, that's me with my 1660 right now.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Bro, they phasing the little man out like ASAP.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And it's just a matter of like, oh, man, when it comes to PC shit, like you can't just say, oh, well, let me just get a new graphics card.
Nah, negative.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
negative.
Let me get a new processor. Well, then I might as well get a new motherboard.
You might get a new motherboard.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like, you might as well get another power supply.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So now you've bought a whole new PC basically.
Yeah,
and I just got like 4 terabytes of that solid state in the one I have now. So
so
that's
you're
one piece knocked out, I guess.
yeah. Progress, baby steps, my man, baby steps. Like I was looking into getting another graphic card, and then I realized how much power that new graphic card drive, and I'm like, maybe I should just shut up and just enjoy what I got.
Future proofing sounds cool until you realize what it
sounds great if you got an unlimited budget. You ain't got no bills. You lit.
Yeah, serious.
Unfortunately, I am not that guy.
Yeah.
I am not that guy. Life goes on, and bills come with the life.
It's been like over half of our lives since we were the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. If I could go back in time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Good God. You know how many, if I could go back in time, I would be like, hey, instead of buying those Play Asia games, just buy like $5 worth of Bitcoin.
Oh, buddy, bro. It hurts me more because a lot of people were telling me that.
Me too. Bro, I worked at Apple in 2012, and people were like, check out this Bitcoin thing. You really need to check it out. And I was like, I don't know enough. And here I am, all these 13 years later, like, why the fuck did I not get a little wallet, man?
Yeah. IBM folks are telling me to go ahead and tap in, and I was like, "This sounds like some Ponzi scheme."
Yeah, it sounded like a scam.
The one time something looked like a scam, but ain't a scam. And that sounds stupid in concept.
Yeah.
When you find out stupidity nets cash. You don't even. Oh man, I try not to remember that.
Me too.
I try not.
Me too.
Yeah, what was for me should have been for me.
Yeah,
but it wasn't for me. So clearly, I was meant to grind. I wasn't meant to be using the noodle that I had. That wasn't me. But best believe something come up new. I'm in there.
Please believe.
Okay, well, y'all gonna have to hate me. I'm sorry, and I love my planet, but bro, I love my planet, bro.
When I start shilling for the next thing, don't say nothing.
Yeah, don't say nothing. I'm a black brother who wants to move. Mind your business, bro. I might break you off on some cash if you.
I might put you on if you just You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me
Chill on nigga for a
rock.
little bit.
Let me rock. Let me cook. You know what I'm saying? Don't just appreciate. Don't hate.
So serious, man. But look, regardless of the fact, I've been having an amazing time just with as much as I can here lately. And Hunter x Hunter has been the one that I've dived into the most recently in terms of just like there's a lot to sink into.
You got no choice when you hop into that shit. You got no choice, man. Hunter x Hunter, you can't tell nobody like, yeah, man. I don't like telling anybody to just jump into something to begin with, like just any little cheap point. Like, well, you can't do that with this one, especially.
You told me when we were planning out the season, like, oh, hey, yeah, Gon versus Pitou is one of mine. I was like, all right, bet. I've seen that before. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just rewatch that. But then I was like, okay, wait. There's stuff that goes on that I don't really get the context or weight to. Like, why is he that mad? So then I was like, okay, well, then how far do I need to really watch through? And it was like, oh, the whole arc.
Yeah, bro. Realistically, like
whole chimera,
like legitimately. And
yeah.
when you say whole arc, and then you look at the episodes, that's half the series.
Man,
that's half the series, bro. That's half the series. Whether I would have told you to binge the manga, the anime, you would have been sitting there like, this is a lot.
This is a long haul, brother.
This is a lot. Sorry, not sorry, brother.
I can definitely say I do have a deep appreciation for Hunter x Hunter because of that now. I'm really glad I got to take a look into that art. It gave me some like context on the series as a whole, and also just like diving into when this was created and the influences that are very obvious.
Yeah, like plain obvious in your face.
Honestly, I would love to one day do a episode on that arc as a whole, but today we are just focusing on Gon versus Pitou. And while that fight don't take very long, there is quite a bit that builds up to it. And a whole lot that happens when it takes place. So this week, make sure y'all tune in as we dive in to Gon versus Pitou from Hunter x Hunter's Chimera Ant arc, because it's a wild ride. Tune in after the break.
Something is coming. What to do meow?
Let's retreat and regroup. Hunter x Hunter will continue.
You were too complacent and overconfident. Damn it, we were fools.
Hunter x Hunter's back to crush some ants.
What is this power overflowing from his body?
Up next, Hunter x Hunter is front and center.
Who has who now?
They look a little young to be spies, but they're definitely strong. Assassins, maybe? Are they here to hunt down the king?
We'll catch back up with Hunter x Hunter right after the break.
I just have to leave you in my dust.
Ready to feast on more Hunter x Hunter?
Meow, I get it.
The more he eats, the stronger he grows.
D, when we talk about crash outs in anime,
yo, oh my gosh, crash out, that's an understatement with this one.
Like, I don't even, like, first off, I agree with everybody that the term crash out has become diluted.
But nah, he really crashed out.
This is what a crash out really looks like.
Nah, he really crashed out with no thought in mind. All of that, and just a back, like, bro, that's a proper crash out.
It is.
That's a proper crash out. Absolutely.
It really is. Gon Freeces, he was losing his damn mind, and rightfully so.
Justified, absolutely.
What I really dug about this is that, like, this is sort of like that like Gohan Super Saiyan 2, like snap moment. This is that, like, you know, like that big. You remember when Yusuke went against Taguro, right?
Yeah, he grew up here.
Uobaro got his fake death and everything, and he kind of went through like an ego death to face off against Taguro and become stronger. This is the complete opposite of that.
Yeah, Togashi learned and said, we're not doing any of that baby stuff. Like the choices I made where some people are dead and then they come back, or fake deaths, we're not doing that no more. I grew up as a mangaka. We're gonna make consequences, and we're gonna actually kill people. I hope you love it. And Togashi, you grew up, and you brought in one of the craziest moments I've ever seen out of shonen in my entire life.
And like, to set the tone it's really wild how this all comes to play, right? You've got Gon and Killua that are fresh off of the Greed Island arc, right?
Beautiful arc.
And right at the very end, Gon is reunited with Kite.
That's our guy.
A hunter who is very close with Gon Freeces' father, Ging. And this was really cool, just jumping in as a part to me, because I really got the sense that, like, this is a character that has a lot of influence on Gon's growth. This is somebody who is basically like Unk, you know what I mean? Because it's the closest person to his dad that he knows, is the only person that's really given him any sort of personal experience on, you know, what his dad is like and what his father intended for Gon.
Yeah, gave him the story. Oh, like, saved his life in the first chapter, tells him about hunters, tells him, like, yo, your father alive, you know. And thus comes the story. So this is a very important character. If you watch the anime, I guess they intended for you to believe that, but they weren't as, you know, direct with it.
And see, let's talk about that right now. So Kite is introduced in the anime right at the end of the Greed Island arc, right? But in the manga, he's introduced at the very beginning.
He's the first, so very weird choice. I'm still to this day trying to piece it together. I don't understand. I don't even agree with their reasoning, to be very honest with you.
And that's what's really strange to me, because they decided, like, hey, you know, we'll show his silhouette in the first episode.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I didn't really introduce him until episode 75. But then you get to that point and Gon has a flashback of Kite punching him, which I'm guessing didn't happen in the beginning of the anime.
For what, you know, it's 2011 adaptation. That's 4 years, baby. That's what they were. You wouldn't care.
Weird that, like, they introduce this character like halfway into the actual anime and give you the context that they've met before, but the anime decided we're not going to even show that when it takes place. Really, I don't understand it.
It's mad funny because an anime adaptation or OVA adaptation in 1999, they introduced you to Kite in the first episode. Again, you wouldn't care if he was introduced in the first episode and just wasn't shown again. That's a damn lie, because there's another shonen that did that. And
same voice actor in Japanese, by the way.
Same voice actor in Japanese. So you would never care about Shanks. You would never care about the guy that gave the inspiration to the main character to do actually everything. You wouldn't care, allegedly. But I digress.
And that's directly the director of the 2011 anime. In an interview, he was stated like, hey, look, we understand we didn't introduce him in the beginning, and that's because we were afraid y'all would forget who he is by the time he comes back. And it's just like, I'm sorry, I don't.
He said
like,
y'all. He said y'all stupid.
Yes, I don't like when a director or like executives decide the audience is not smart enough or something. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, that was just a direct. That was
insulting.
That was a direct insult for a series that requires you to use your noodle in Hunter x Hunter, and for you to say like, you know what, I don't think that you guys will remember him at all. And you need to remember a lot of stuff for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Just based off of the power system itself, you need to remember a lot. So for you to tell me flat out, I'm not gonna remember the character that gave our MC his motivation.
I can understand if you had been reading monthly. Maybe, right? Like, yeah, maybe by then you forgot. But the anime isn't really releasing monthly. The anime is releasing every week.
He's every week. And it's dumb, and then like it. I mean, the point gets home throughout that what happens to that character and their faith, but it's still like there's a little bit of an emotional attachment that gets lost in the sauce because I hear people that say like, "Yo, whatever happened to Kite, I wasn't really as invested as opposed to Miriam or so." And
it makes sense if you were watching if you're anime only, right? Like
yeah, you would.
If you were watching it and you're not getting the weight of what's introduced the moment Kite comes in, if you don't care, then yeah, it's gonna be like, okay, the things that happen with this character don't matter that much to me, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it's just weird for me having jumped in right at that moment. Because I jumped in right then, I got it. I understood, like, oh no, this is they met before. Like I wouldn't have known that the anime didn't have that scene. By the way that flashback told it, they did. And everything continuing from there, I really appreciate. But like, to say that fans won't remember a character that shows up in the beginning just because they don't show up for a long time is just insane. Like, come on, we all watched Pokemon episode 1, right? And Ho-Oh shows up, and Gold and Silver wasn't even planned yet. We remembered Ho-Oh later on, like 3 years later. So I'm just saying, like, it's not.
Yeah,
and those they were dealing with 8-year-olds. So
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Sure we don't have to play like that.
Dumb decision.
But carrying on with the series in and of itself, right? Once Kite is introduced, like, he gave me the impression of like them having a mentor that wasn't just like connected through the Hunter Association, but someone who has like that personal connection, right? This is your, I feel like, and especially when I watch these older animes and I go with the context, like everything after is somehow derivative, right?
Yes.
This guy, Kakashi, is from him, right? Gojo is from him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the way he goes about, like, he's this stronger character who's like, yeah, like, I'm the, you know, I've been at this for a long time. Like, I'm the strongest guy you've ever seen about this. But his attitude is so carefree. He's just like a regular, chill,
nice, cool dude.
person. Very much reminds me of characters like your Kakashis and your Gojos later on in shonen history. So it was just really cool to see, like, okay, cool, because I was always wondering, like, where that's a trope that is kind of like it's kind of like the master trope, but it's not the old master trope. It's a new, you know what I mean? Like,
it's somebody like, okay, the cool dude, like the cool sensei, sensei trope. Yeah, just not your wise master or whatever the case may be. It's just your cool sensei who knows a little thing or two that will influence you a little bit, but not all the way, essentially.
And at this point, right, the moment they're introduced, things really kick off really, really quick, right?
Yeah.
My man Killua winds up getting bitten by a chimera ant, and they're like, okay, look, well, we gotta go to the NGL to go deal with this whole thing with the chimera ants, right? So we fast forward to them having gotten to the island, and by the time they're there, I love a lot of the philosophical buildup that there is, right? He's telling Gon and Killua, like, y'all need to be ready
Yeah,
for
are you
whatever
sure?
happens here.
Yeah, are you sure you ready?
Because I
Like,
got my crew here with me on this island, and like, I gotta protect them. I'm looking out for them. If something happens with y'all gotta be able to protect yourselves.
Mhm.
And I thought that was really dope because it's something where these two characters have been introduced at this point to this point where they can kind of fend for themselves, but
Sure.
up to the scale of which they fought thus far, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like like this for the most part. It feels like a suicide mission to a degree.
It does.
So like everything, like Greed Island and North York knew, like, yeah, the stakes are there, but it's like you guys got backup and like real tough backup. You know what I'm saying? Biscuit, and then you got Killua's family over there. Like that ain't there. Ain't coming in here to do any of that, brother. So I get it. The stake felt a little bit way too high. And for these little kids to come in the picture, are they ready? Do you want to be up in here?
Yeah, they're clearly not, because by the time they get to facing off against their first chimera ant, all they do is just get him hurt.
Yeah.
and that backfires because he winds up learning from getting hurt.
Yeah.
And then you have Kite fighting against Yunju, who is at this point like one of the stronger chimera ants that we've been introduced to, right? He had been in charge of like the whole like takeover of the NGL like area, right?
Yes.
So when we see this fight between Kite and him, it's like, oh shit, like this is gonna be pretty dangerous. Yunju's the leader of all the chimera ants that are in that area, and Kite just busts out crazy slots, which I thought was really sick as an ability. Min, I don't get it, but I get it, right? Min just it works. It works.
Yeah, it definitely works.
It is whatever it needs to be for that person's power, and that's all I need to know, bro. That's all I need to know. Everybody's name is different.
Like anybody else's power system, as long as it works for them.
And Crazy Slots is basically his stand.
Yeah,
it makes a roll and it gives him a weapon based on that roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really sick to see him take down Yunju in like one strike. I thought it was like, yo, this guy is the man. Kite is that dude. He's gonna keep them alive. If anything happens, he's gonna be the reason why they live. So they immediately get attacked by an entire squadron of chimera ants. And they're having to fight these dudes like basically one-on-one with Gon and Killua fighting against them, right? And after a while, it just gets to a point where Kite's like, look, there's way too many of these dudes. So he does his crazy shots again and busts out a scythe and kills the entire group of chimera ants in one blow. I was like, this is that.
Yeah, he's that guy. Like, he's carrying the whole squad, essentially. There's nothing that's going to happen to him, right?
Right.
Because clearly he's going crazy. Right now, he's at a level that obviously our little two characters in the back, they ain't up there yet. They look like school children in this whole thing. And Kite's the carrier. He's carrying everybody. He got them in their backpack. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
They're about to get to the nest where the chimera ants are, and immediately Kite senses a very dangerous power heading towards them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wait, y'all, get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, move.
Y'all are gonna get killed. And he pushes them with his arm, and immediately his right arm gets cut off by a new Chimera Ant that we're introduced to by the name of Pitou, who is one of the royal guard for the eventual Chimera Ant King. Pitou is the first Chimera Ant that we're introduced to that didn't have to get Nin knocked into them. She just got it.
Yeah, they are just with everything that they need.
And Pitou, man, the introduction of this character was nuts because, you know, we see Remot had just like mastered the fact that he learned Nin, and they're starting to knock Nin into other Chimera Ants physically. And we see her go like, wait, there's a human in here. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
And she immediately goes up to the dude and like there's another Chimera Ant named Peg, and it's this little penguin that's basically trying to learn everything about humans through books and everything, right? And Pitou goes up to a book that he's reading and is like, oh, that's how the human brain works? That's how it
just easily, just quick
remembers knowledge.
Quick.
That's interesting. And then the way this scene went was just like, I was like, damn, this is a cold ass anime. The narrator, well, what you think is the narrator kicks in, right? And immediately it's just like this description of how Nin works and like the different types of Nin that we've been introduced so far. And like at some point in the speech, like the speech kind of like goes, and it kind of like stutters, and then it goes right back into the conversation, and then the camera pulls out from like this like visual descriptions of Nin, and we see Pitou with two antennas,
just extracting the brain. Yo, that was so fire. That's so fire.
She just learned how the brain works. It's like, okay, cool. I can get him to tell me things deep within his memory.
Friggin' sick.
It was. I was like, yo, this is on some different timing, man. This series is.
Yeah, like, Pitou came in very cold and calculating.
Yeah,
and it's like when you're watching, like, this clearly got to be the main antagonist.
It has to be.
That's how they move in.
And we know that there's still a Chimera Ant King. We ain't been introduced to it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. No, there's no way that there's anybody gonna be safe. Gon and Killua, y'all need to step back, cause y'all gonna get smoked. Legitimately gonna get smoked.
Killua basically knocks out Gon and they dip out. Killua realizes it's too much.
Gon is this, as y'all see, the crash out that we know and love. Once he gets mad, he just ready to go straight through whatever, and that's no good, because that means that person, he's the type of person that's gonna lead himself to death no matter what. And for better or worse, Killua saved his life right there.
And the insane part about all this is that Kite does his best to try to fight off Pitou so that way they can escape. Pitou kills Kite.
Yeah.
Right then and there. And decides, yo, since I enjoyed your fight, I'm going to keep your body. It detaches his head. His head is in her lap. Like,
on some sick, vile, disgusting.
Yeah. I was like, this is twisted, man. She uses her ability, which is basically like a marionette strings, to stitch his body into a training dummy.
Like I said, despicable, cold, calculated predator, essentially.
It comes to a point where these other two people that we had been introduced to earlier as basically training partners for Gon and Killua, Knuckle and Shoot, they're able to find Kite's body and get him out of there, right? And we're at a point to where once Gon sees him, he's like, I'm gonna save you, because Gon thinks Kite's just knocked out.
Oh my god.
Kite is just
Yeah.
in a bad way.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Gon. And it's so heartbreaking because he legitimately thinks that there's a chance that, Kite can get revived.
Because we know that Pitou has this ability to heal bodies, right? And man, this is one of the most tense moments in anime where it is just a character standing and watching over someone. Because we get to a point where Gon comes across Pitou, right? And it's like, yo, I seen what you did.
You go ahead and do what you gotta do.
You do what you need to do, and you heal Kite right now.
And Pitou's like, oh, well, gotta be honest with you.
And
Got-
well, see, like that's the wild part, right? Is that there's this whole buildup, right? Where eventually Meruem, the Chimera Ant King, forces Pitou to have to revive this young girl named Kohoma,
Yes.
right? And since she's ordered by the Chimera Ant King, she has no choice but to do that. And
Yeah.
Gon is standing right by Neferpitou and says, how long is that gonna take you?
Yeah.
She's like, it's gonna take me maybe about like 3 to 4 hours. He's like, nah, that's way too fucking long. I don't like that shit. You got an hour. And he's literally standing over watching her, right? And at this point, like, we've strangely gotten to this point where the narrator is mostly
yeah.
talking in the series.
The narrator is
taking over.
He's your best friend in this whole entire arc because there's a lot of showing, but it would be a lot of dead air, especially in this moment, because God is legitimately just just got his eyes stuck on Pitou. Furthermore, like, again, he's not playing with them at all.
And the tension is just building this whole time, right? It was insane the way, like, you can just see the wrath in Gon building up the whole time. Because he's like, no, look, like, I can't be waiting. The moment you're done with that, you need.
Yeah, you got to do what you have to do. Bring back my guy Kite. We could be on our merry way.
And he was almost about to take out Pitou then, right?
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He was like charging up the John cannon. And Kilo was like, no, yo, chill.
Let her rock. Let her rock.
Let her do what she's got to do, and then we can figure out a way to where she has no choice but to heal Kite, right? So Gon is watching over, and another one of the royal guards, Poof, shows up, right? And Poof wants to kill the little girl, but nobody else really knows that at this point, right?
Yeah.
So while that's happening, Gon is watching over and is like, you better not make a move.
Yo, you better, because he's not playing with nobody.
And because Poof has this weird ability to where he can kind of like hypnotize people through his speech, he's like, yo, shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up right now, okay? You, Tito, tell Poof what the fuck is going on here.
Yep.
And it's just like this insanely, like, again, it's just the build up. It's very tense scene where, like, it's like, what is Gon gonna do if he realizes that they're kind of like plotting on their own? Poof has the ability to split himself up. He's gone and like gone about his own shit, and eventually Poof just decides, fuck it, I'm gonna leave. And Gon was like, all right, man, well, look, you got 10 minutes less to heal that little girl. Because Poof leaving pissed off Gon. And it's just like, this is the main character. This is a little child sitting here just basically like ruling the entire situation, saying like, nah, look, I'm ready to go off. Y'all better not piss me off again. I'll kill the little girl if I fucking got to.
Bro, and like, if you're like, you've watched Gon before, throughout these previous arcs, he's a happy little go-lucky kid. Where the hell he came up with this whole antagonizing pure wrath where he's like, you know what, I'll smoke you, I'll smoke the little girl, I'll smoke everybody in here, bro. Just give me what I want.
So we get to a point where she's basically healed the girl as much as she can, and Killua keeps the little girl Komugi with her and says, look, we're just gonna hold on to her, and you don't be on no funny shit. Y'all go straight to Kite right now. And that's exactly what Pitou and Gon do. And the entire time, Pitou's got this scared fucking look on her face because she knows the truth of the matter.
He's just playing with my man Gon, essentially.
The moment they get there, Gon sees Kite and is like, all right, man, you heal him right now. And she's like, look, he's dead. I can't heal someone who's already dead. And Gon is sitting there crying and rage mounting up in him, and you start hearing his inner thoughts where he's like, nah, he can't be dead. He can't be dead. She's lying. She's lying. She has to be lying. And at the same time, he's blaming himself.
Bro, he's having a whole existential crisis. Like, yeah, I killed him.
He's
no,
she did it. No, this is my fault. No, this is her fault. And you can hear like the grief in his mind, like he can't decide like which way to go. And Pitou starts healing her arm. And Gon looks at her like,
you're like, oh yeah, you can't heal.
What the fuck? Why aren't you healing Kite? Why are you healing yourself? What the fuck? No. Like, he still can't believe the fact that she isn't able to resurrect.
Well,
Kite.
yeah. But I'm like, bro, he's sitting there like, but you trying for yourself. You're not even gonna try. Like, the empathy, you're not showing any form of empathy within any of this situation. So Gon flips completely. Well, he's like, okay, you don't want to try. You don't feel bad for what you did. That's first of all. You don't want to try because clearly you healing your own arm right in front of me. You ain't even put a drop of care to this dead body. It's over. You're next.
And she gets ready to attack him. In the moment he sees that, this rage just envelops. You see this entire dark aura envelop around Gon, and it's not just like the Nin aura with the black twisties that we've been seeing for the past few episodes. Nah, this is that on 1,000. You literally see black streaks.
Yeah, bitch.
And then his body grows to the size of an adult. And you can hear him thinking, this is all the power I'll ever need.
Yep.
And he looks over now, looking like somebody in their mid-20s, ripped to shreds. He looks over at Pitou and says, I don't want to destroy this area that we're in, so you better follow me.
He took her ass to the forest.
They go straight into the forest. And he looks right at her, and then she makes a move, and he kicks her up into the air.
Launches her up like some Marvel Capcom.
Like, yeah, really. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Like, he about to do an air combo. He about to do a whole air combo on her.
And he's just down on the ground like, give me rock. John can rock. And like, it's this huge, like, you see the power envelop around his arm in a way that it ain't ever fucking shown. And he launches his damn fist into the air right as she falls down on him. And it's just like, boom. boom, gone. But that's not enough for my mans. Because even though Pitou's passed out, basically dead, he takes his fist and just goes rock. Boom! Right into where her head is.
He's
Rock,
just wild.
boom.
He just wild.
And at this point, Killua is headed on his way to go see Gon because Palm was able to use her ability that can see where people are from far away, and she sees, something's wrong. They're not healing. Gon's crying, and Killua was just like, all right, bet. Let me go see what's going on. And the moment Killua gets to the area, you just see these flashes of yellow in the forest and these explosions following them. And Killua goes straight there to see Gon just literally punching at a bloody pile. And Gon gets up and just says, see, Kite, I learned how to do it. I learned how to take them out, like you said. Because earlier in the arc, Kite told them, look, when you fight these Chimera Ants, you have to take their head, otherwise they will still survive for moments after you separated their bodies. And it's just like, they don't even show him remembering that. It's just literally like this one little line. And it's just like, if you've been paying attention, you know exactly what the hell he meant by that.
He meant.
And it's just insane because like Gon turns around and sees Killua, and the moment he turns around, Pitou's power takes over her body in one last usage of using her body as like a marionette, and she strikes at Gon. Killua pushes him out of the way, but he still loses an arm.
Yeah, you don't even care.
And he's about to use Jonkin Rock out of the. He takes his arm. He jumps in the air, takes his arm, and throws it into Pitou's body as a punch. Like, that's some shit I ain't never seen. Like, you taking your disembodied arm and punching somebody with it. That was already wild. But then he started to charge the Jonkin in his disembodied arm stop. Dog, it was insane. I was like, no, this is. And you have to realize we're just coming off of Netero versus Meruem at this point.
Another
fight that easily could have been in this place for this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
And Gon just gives all he has into that one last attack and passes out before Killua can then go take him to go get healed.
Their fight, it's so crazy. Like, this stuff that Gon is saying to himself, like, yeah, it's okay, Killua. I'm fine. I want to end up like this. It's just so weird because Gon, like, for the most part, he's a happy-go-lucky kid, man. And he's like, yeah, see, I could be just like Kite, man. I'm like, bro, y'all stole his joy completely. Y'all stole this joy. Killua was like, yo, don't use the power anymore. And it's like Gon again, little ass child accepting his fate to the very end. You got Pitou over there like, oh, she had realized, well, yeah, clearly he had cut his own life to even do this. And she's happy that he used all this strength, essentially, to take it out on her. Because if it was a king, anybody else would have been smoked. That Gon has a crazy gift, and that gift essentially is being used to take out Pitou. Only Pitou. An insane fight, insane moment, chills, beyond chills. As a reader, as a watcher, you're all confused because you're listening to what Pitou says, like, yo, you'll never be able to use that again. And I'm like, okay, this man done ripped his arm is off. He clearly grew up into this young adult. Clearly, this is not what we expect of him on a regular basis. He ain't gonna be doing this foolishness the next couple of chapters. It's just all so scary. And furthermore, again, your MC is doing this. Like, there's something with me regarding like mangakas using the main characters and giving them a faith where it's just pure bleak, and there's nothing good going on for Gon after this at
It's
all.
extremely bleak. That's the best way to put this arc, man. Even the ending in parts that have nothing to do with Gon and Killua, because they literally are exited
Yes.
from the stage out of the arc at this point, right? But even just the ending with Meruem in and of itself, which I'm gonna save that. We'll cover that another time. I promise. We'll get back to this arc because I loved it.
This arc is amazing.
Even though the middle of it, but
oh, yeah. Another curse for a lot of mangakas.
Yeah.
Great beginning,
great end,
great end. Middle.
It's there.
Middle is middle. You know what I'm saying? The middle is a bit mid, but nonetheless.
All in all, though, I'm very, very glad we were able to get into a fight that I had always appreciated visually.
Oh, absolutely, because it's stunning. It's stunning.
But now that I have context, man, like, hey, look, some of y'all might be right about what y'all say about Hunter x Hunter, man. Some of y'all might be right. I gotta dive all the way in before I can give y'all my final opinion, man. But
I think it smokes you Hakusho.
That's the thing I was not gonna say. That's the thing I was not gonna say.
Well, you know me. You know me.
I was trying not to say it.
You know me. No pulling punches.
I think Hunter x Hunter smokes Yu Yu Hakusho. I got up out of my seat during it was hell. I made that decision around the point when the episode where Meruem got revived.
Yes.
I was like, nah, this is because it was hilarious how all of that took place. And I was just like, okay, what the fuck? But at the same time, though, like, I was like, nah. What they're telling me, though, like, beneath all the goofy subtext, right, is that, like, this is basically humanity being worse than the Chimera Ants.
Yes.
And when you consider the fact that, like, this arc literally starts 3 months after the U.S. invaded Iraq. like, there's so much subtext in this arc that I really appreciate. Even in this story, when it comes down to, like, the revenge aspect of what Gon's going through, and it being like you're ruled by rage and you can't see, you're just blind.
You're blinded. Like, bro, it's just, like, it's layers for Gon's descent to madness. Yeah, and to relay it during to that time.
You take the most pure character and you literally jade him forever.
Symbolic of exactly what we did during the time of the invasion.
Yeah. It's insane. I love this. I love this fight. I love everything that it stands for. This is one of my favorite battles in anime myself now. Thank you, D.
You're welcome, bro. I knew it was gonna move you. You know it was gonna move you, man.
Oh yeah,
I knew it was gonna move you. And like, this was my basic way of getting you into Hunter x Hunter. And I can finally reveal my intention of, yes, this was the only way I was going to get Jay to, for what it's worth, watch a huge portion of Hunter x Hunter.
You did it.
And I definitely did it.
You did it, man. I swear on everything. Yeah, this is I am now stamped. I'm a fan. Not only that, man, I can't wait to get into the rest of Hunter x Hunter, because
we all want to get into the rest of it.
Well, for me, I got a lot of it.
You got a lot of back, but you'll be with us. Just like how you're with us with Berserk.
Yeah.
You'll be waiting.
Yeah,
we're all
man.
waiting for this. For it to be such a high. You're like, yo, there's no possible way that you could get any worse from here. That was really masterful
storytelling.
There's not, like I said, the middle is the middle.
Yeah. And
it's not Ash.
it's not. It's just there's a
It
lot
take a
of other
minute.
stories being told throughout this. Man, and that's
it's
why I
more
want to do
interesting.
an episode about the art. Because look, man, I got
We got things to say, man.
I got things to say, and I got thoughts. Specifically about Gyro.
Yeah.
I have things that I'm wondering about Gyro. And I'm very new to this series, so I got questions, and we will save them for later.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man.
But I got thoughts about Gyro, and I can't wait to get into them.
Oh, man. Yeah. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
But
especially the last couple of chapters that were revealed prior to you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Because you're gonna be like, no way that they tap into that aspect.
Because my thing was just like, why do you why do you give me this guy's backstory and you don't show me him or nothing? Like, nah, he's way more important than you're letting on to me, and I'm picking up on that for sure. For sure.
They really get into some things in I don't want to spoil.
I can't wait.
But when you look at one of the character designs, this particular character design, and you're like, oh, this ties into the occult. You're like,
wow.
So your NGL, save it from there. When we talk about it, because there's a lot to be spoken about in the exact direction that Togashi is going. That will have you like, this is what we doing? Because the next arc is the Dark Continent. So
okay, all right,
and it has a lot. It has a lot. It's not just because we're eyes. There's still things that we got that will definitely have you say, "Oh, it's just not a one-off."
Okay, see, and I figured as much. But thanks, y'all, for joining us.
Absolutely.
For Gon versus Pitou. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all tune in next week as we are going to go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! But this time we're going to school as we take it to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yes. Game on! Get your game on!
We got Judai, Yuki, your boy Jaden versus Ryo next week. I'm excited because as much as I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I fell off. So this is another one of those where I'm like, I got context, but I got lots to see. So I'm excited for next week, and I hope y'all are as well. Get y'all's game on. But until then, subs live, dubs live. We don't, never have, and never will. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Yeah, man. All right, your boys. It's us, never them.
That's right. Peace.
Cause